Okay, so here's an example of the program you're going to develop for your linked list test. Right, so we have a menu here with 5 options. Now let's say I try to display the employee data. I'm going to press 2. I'm going to get back a message that says there's no employees in the list, right? Because all the employees are stored in a text file. I need to load the data first. Also here, where it says press any key to continue, I'm using a command called system pause. I wrote it in the instructions, and what that does is it generates this message here that says press any key to continue. Right, so then it won't terminate the program if I press any key. I press the letter J. It'll clear out everything from the screen, and it'll reprint the menu again. But now that's a combination of both system pause and system CLS. Right, so play around with those so you can try to figure out how to clear out the screen if you haven't done it before. And if, of course, you have any questions about it, you can always email me. Right, so we need to load the data first from File. So press 1. And we get a message that says the employee data has been loaded successfully. Press any key. Okay, so now let's display the data. And there's 3 employees. Right, so it displays the names. It displays a little header up here, or a caption title bar, and it counts the number of records. And then press any key to continue. Okay. Now let's add an employee. 3. First name Oswald. Last name Cabo Pot. And then we get a message that says new employee added successfully. Press any key. Okay, so then now let's load the employee data again so we can see the new employee in our linked list. Okay, and there he is. And the thing you notice here is that he was placed in order by last name. The function here, add new employee, has to insert the link in the right place. So it has to go through the list, find where it needs to be placed, and then it needs to place it there in sorted order. I'll show you how to do that in one of the next videos I make for y'all on linked lists. Okay, so then press any key to continue. Okay, so now let's remove an employee. Press 4. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a last name that is not in my list. So I'm going to put Smith. And it says that there are no employees with that last name. Okay. So now I'm going to remove an employee, but this time somebody's where their last name is in the list. So then I'm going to put my last name. Okay, and the employee was removed successfully. Okay, so now let's display the data again. Make sure the employee's gone. Right, and he's gone now. Right, I was in the list before. Now I wasn't. Now there's only 3 employees. Okay, so then when you're done, hit the last option, which is going to be 5, and then it clears out everything. And then now this is the real press any key to continue, and this will close the program. Right, so now let's run the program again. Make sure that our text file was updated successfully. Okay, so I'm going to load the data. I'm going to display it, and I should no longer be in the list. Right, so it's working. Okay. So let me close that out. Let me also show you an example of the text file. Okay, so here's the example of the text file. All right, so here's the name we added earlier. Rick James, Bob Jones, and I'm no longer in the list. I was in the list before. Okay, so here's an example of the structure of the program. So I'll show you at least this, and then your job will be to fill in the rest. Right, so we have a class called employee list with all our methods, functions. Inside the employee list, we have the actual structure of the employee node. Right, and of course your job will be to fill this in. Fill that in. Yeah, and this can actually be, it can either be protected or private, it doesn't matter. Right, but here keep in mind we have two instance variables. We have the node, and then we have the head, the pointer to the for the head is here. And then in public we have the constructor, and we initialize the head to null, right? Because we don't have any links yet, right? So when we first call or create an employee list, we'll initialize the head to null. There's no address for it. Then here's the method to display employee list. To add the employee, we need the last name and we need the first name and the last name. To remove the employee, we only need just the last name, right? Hopefully there isn't two employees with the same last name. Then that might be a problem, right? So then you would need both, but just trying to keep it simple for you. Just use the last name. And then the method to read from the file, to get the information from the text file, and to generate the links for the node, for the linked list. And then here's to write to the file. This will get everything that's in the linked list and save it back to the text file. Yeah, so just keep in mind that this method here will read from file, and it will call add. It'll call the add method here for each record in the file. So when we first create the program, we had 3 employees listed in there. We had a last name and a first name, a last name and a first name, or maybe it was the other way around. It was first name, last name, last name, and then that was calling this method each time it found a new set of first name and last name. So it called it 3 times. And then here in the main is where you're going to develop your menu system, right? So we create the employee list with head set to null. We have our choice, and then we have I created here a variable for string for first name and last name. So like in the option to add the employee, here in the case, I think it's case I believe it's case 3. This is where we ask the user for input. Here we ask for first name, we ask for last name, and then if this is the removal case, to remove the employee, then we only ask for last name. See, in this here, this system CLS, this is what clears the screen, right? So, and this is in a do while loop, so it'll display the menu. The menu is here on top, display menu, which is just a series of couts. This will clear the screen, and then while the choice isn't number 5, here's where we save the file at the end. Save file. While it's not 5, then it'll redisplay the menu, and it'll keep processing the application until you finish, until the choice is 5, then we return 0. The default case, I used it in case the user decides to press the number 6 or press a letter or something else that's not in the switch case. Actually, I believe if they press a letter, because int choice is an integer, I think that'll just crash the program. So if you want to, you can use your you could use try catch to fix that. Okay, so that should be it. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, and also always look at your book as reference. Thank you for watching.